Great to have my next guest back here on the program. Garrett Armfield is going to be back in action against Christian Rodriguez, UFC Fight Night, October 29th. Garrett, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. We had some tech issues to start, but we are ready to rock and roll, man. I'm excited for this. Just, first and foremost, just how nice is it having a full camp, getting to, do the full UFC experience heading into this fight?
It's been awesome being able to actually game plan for a fight. And really, we found out like 12 weeks ahead of time. And so it's nice to be able to space it out, knowing you have time, knowing that everything falls into place. I like them. I like the 12 weeks. But at the same time, it's kind of hard not to push too hard throughout those 12 weeks. So like sometimes you got to take a little break in between. Yeah. So it's been good. The UFC experience was awesome. I got hooked up with like the Icon meals and like my vitamins and supplements. Like everything's taken care of very professionally. And it's really awesome because like you text them and like you get a response like within the hour. And so that's a huge positive being with the company.
Speaking of positives, I know not the result you wanted in your UFC debut, but you look great in that fight early on, man. Did you get a lot of fans from that performance against David Onama, a really tough guy in the weight class?
Yeah, I did. It was a cool experience because, fans are sometimes some of the hardest critics, as we all know. And for like the most part, I think I only had like one negative dude. Other than that, like everybody was so positive, saying how they can't wait to watch me fight again. They loved my performance. And so it was definitely like a feel-good moment to go in there on short notice and, fight to gain some respect from the fans and everybody involved.
What did you learn the most from that fight?
Oh, I learned the most to have fun. Like it was short notice, so I didn't really get to go in there and didn't think it through. I just kind of was like, I'm gonna go fight and enjoy myself. And also learning how nice they do everything for you ahead of time, like with your weigh-ins and your recovery. It does feel like being a true professional, when people are helping you reach your goals.
Christian Rodriguez, what do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
So he is it looks like he's a kickboxer, and he does have some grappling ability. He does threaten with chokes as well. I really do like this matchup. I have a similar style as he does, is kind of in your face, go for it style. So I think it's going to be a very exciting fight. Honestly, of all the fights that I could have been made in division, this one makes me the most excited because we both got in the UFC the same exact way, up a weight class. Both didn't walk away with the win, so now we both have this chip on our shoulder where we're going to go out there and we're going to put on a hell of a show.
Who've been some of the main training partners this camp that have been helping you get ready for this fight?
Some of my main training partners, Teal is a thing. He fights for ONE FC. Also, of course, like Ronnie Lawrence always helps me out. Mitch McKee, Adamu Zaya. Just a bunch of dudes that are always there. It's the same crew day in and day out. So like we always work with each other. We're all getting better, and we all bring different attributes to the table. And so it's been an awesome camp. I'm so excited to finish this camp up and go out there and get the win.
And you mentioned the Icon meals. How's the weight cut going? That's nice, huh? You don't have to worry about making your own meals and all that, right?
You don't got to worry about. It's so nice not having to cook. Like, yeah, you still cook a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so convenient. And my weight's great. Weight cutting is never hard for me. Like it's always been easy. I was blessed with a high metabolism, luckily. And so, Icon meals are great. They're kind of addicting. They're like, you get so many for the week, and you try to not eat all of them.
Yeah, you savor it, right? I don't blame you.
You try to save it. Yeah. Other than that, they're good.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. And then who's going to be making the trip with you as far as your corner? Who's going to be in the cage that night?
So Jason Strout is a boxing coach, stand-up coach, and then my training partner Ronnie Lawrence, who I'm sure you know.
Yeah, I've interviewed Ronnie a handful of times. Great guy, and a good training partner too, because he's obviously a talented guy himself.
Yeah, very talented, and he also brings great energy to the room too. So fight week, you want to have like the most positive people around you and make you feel good, ready to fight, and no better than Ronnie and Jason. Especially Jason, he's a hoot. I don't know if you ever gotten to talk to him or like interview him at all, but he's one of the most interesting persons I've ever met.
I will make a note of that and look and interview him. I always like talking to coach. Actually, just talked to a coach this morning, so it kind of worked out well.
Which one?
Tyson Chartier, who coaches Calvin Cater and Rob Font. I spoke to him this morning.
Oh, so, nice.
Covering all my bases. So.
Yeah. You get to speak with everybody. It's cool.
Exactly. It's great. How's this fight playing out? I know you feel like you're going to get your hand raised, otherwise why sign the contract? But how do you envision the fight going down on October 29th?
I plan it to be a fight. He's tough. I'm tough. It's going to be a great fight. um, bell to bell, from start to finish, I think it's going to be a war, and I think the fans are in for a huge treat. Of course, we always want to come in for the performance of the night, but the fight of the night, yeah, you got to fight a little harder, but hey, I'm cool with that too. I love a dog fight. It brings the best out of me.
Is the plan after this, if all goes well, you're healthy, to look towards next year, or were you hoping to get one more in this year too?
I'm gonna look towards next year.
Mhm.
I want to take a couple of weeks off and like really let my body heal. I didn't get the chance to do that after this last fight because I went and I helped Amanda Nunes get ready for her next fight. So I didn't really have any. I fought Saturday and then I was getting sparring on Tuesday, and so I'm definitely gonna go out there, get a hard fought win, and then enjoy the holidays.
What was that like getting to help Nunes for that fight? Which she looked great and totally silenced any
awesome.
critics of hers. Yeah.
It was really cool seeing her progress through her camp too. Like starting whenever we started. Of course, like whenever a fight starts camp, they're out of shape, but like the progression she made and pretty like everything I saw them drill, she did in the fight, and she would practice on me. And so it was cool. It was great going to Dallas with her because she like has that confidence that she brings to the table, and it's cool seeing like the champ swagger, the double champ swagger. It was a great learning experience.
And what did that mean for you to be a part of that camp? I mean, she's arguably the best women's fighter of all time, and you got to help her get one of the biggest wins of her career.
Yeah, that was really cool. Like looking back, it was a positive experience, and what's even better than just being able to be there is how they just treated me like one of their own. They were like super positive, and they were everything was like comfortable. You felt like part of the team as soon as like you were for that short amount of time. Yeah, like her and Nina and their little daughter, like they're all amazing and so helpful.
Before we get out of here, downtime. I don't know if you're hitting the beach at all. What have you been up to? You watching any Netflix, playing any video games? What are you doing for that little bit of downtime you get?
I've been actually been going to the beach a little bit. Just kind of like get out of the house and like unwind. And then also I watch like Netflix, of course. Like watch the Jeffrey Dahmer series. That was good. It's actually really good. He plays a good part in that. And then I don't know. I really love American Horror Story. So I didn't see that season 10 came out. And so have you watched it, season 10?
I haven't not watched the new season, but I've watched some of the other ones. It's a great show.
Which one's your favorite? Which season's your favorite?
I'm a big fan of the first season, actually. When I kicked it off. Yeah. I'm sort of old school that way. So
that was a good one. Murder House was good, and then Circus. So do you remember the Circus one?
Yep.
Yeah, that was probably by far my favorite. But yeah.
See, I was gonna say that, but yeah. See, I still prefer the first one because that's kind of what got me into it, right? So that's maybe it's like a nostalgia thing. I don't know.
Right. Now they're kind of getting a little bit too far fetched for me.
I agree, and I'll tell you what isn't far fetched. This fight, October 29th, UFC Fight Night. We're looking forward to it. Garrett, thanks so much for the time, man. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
Just shout out to everybody back at home supporting me in Eureka, Missouri. Shout out to Killcliff FC, all my coaches and training partners. Appreciate you guys, and I can't wait to go out there and get the win come October 29th.